Hello and welcome. We are looking at the Fortnite Lego, the Lego Fortnite, whatever way you want to call it, quests that have dropped within the game. Apologies, this is a little bit late. I just got so tied up with all the new stuff coming in, recording things, so there'll be a number of videos coming. But first up, we're going to look at the first set of quests under the Play Lego heading. First up is build a crafting bench in a survival world. Just need to do this the once, and there's two modes here. We've got Sandbox and Survival. If you do it in Sandbox, it's not going to count, so make sure you're doing it in the right bit. Ordinarily, these types of games, it's like Lego Worlds crossed with Minecraft, where you've got to gather your materials. To build this, we need granite and we need wood, and you'll find it lying about, or you can get tools and smash up the various different rock formations and trees for that, and then those types of materials are then varied throughout as the levels and the build quality goes up. As you've seen, there was a number of materials required to build it. You want to build yourself a few bits and pieces. The preference for these things is, as you can see, it's raining. You can't use these items in the rain, which is why you want to get them into a shelter, but that's essentially up. Build up enough materials, build a few bits and pieces until you get the option to actually build this, and then just go for it, and it'll trigger the completion for it. This one's relatively easy, you just need to grind the materials. Create and play in a sandbox world is the next mission. When you are creating a world, you've got a number of options available to you. As you can see, the other quests are around survival, and we are looking for sandbox. This is the relatively easy one to do. You've got two options: my worlds, which are solely for you, or shared worlds, where it is you and other players and friends online. Either you created it and you allow them to use it, or they've created and you're a key holder in that. So we go into the game mode, and two options, as I said, survival and sandbox. Sandbox is where you don't have to grind out the materials. You have everything you need to build whatever you want in the game. You just got to work your way through the processes. And then you can choose a cover image of what your world is going to look like just in the save game. And then you can go through a whole host of things that you can change in it and or put into it. So you can take things in and out, either villagers, creatures, you can put stamina on and off, hunger, etc. And then when it's done, you will get this option of, here it is, this is your world, hit OK to create it, or go back if you want to change anything else in it. Hit OK onto that, and it will then load you into the game. What you'll see here is that once it's finished doing all that, you get the wee spinny Lego head. It'll tell you it's creating your world, and then when it's created, it will pop up, and then it'll load you into that game, which is what you'll see here as you return into the lobby. Christmas Jonesy from last year, and boom, the loading screen comes up. Wait for this to follow through, and then it'll load us up into the world. It'll be the same in survival. You'll pop up, Bright Bomber will be there, you get to talk to her, and she will give you a few bits and pieces and hints and tips on what to do in the world that you have just loaded yourself into. Really easy, really straightforward. All you need to do is load into the game. Here we go, Bright Bomber should appear in a moment, and from there run about, do a couple of wee bits and pieces, and then as soon as you log out, the game will register the completion. Next, we're back into survival world mode, and we are looking to find and enter a cave. Caves are relatively simple to find. It's not that there's lots of them, it's just that they look very, very different from all the other kind of rock formations that we'll find in the game, and you can see one up on the left hand side there. So we don't have to do anything special with this to complete the quest. All we need to do is find it, go up to it, go into it, and that's you. We're not having to do anything special once we're inside it. We just need to go into the entrance bit there, and it should trigger the completion for that one. The only difference may be that it could be located just below the side of a mountain. It could be with trees and all the rest of it around it. I've found different types of caves while I have been playing in survival mode, either in this one or in a shared world with Puggy Killer. And all we need to do is go up to it. It'll give you the option to enter. You go through this kind of warp sequence very much like the flushers, and then when you pop it inside it, you will have seen the trigger of the completion there. So again, relatively easy, just a little bit of exploration work just to find it and then just enter it. These are generally where you'll find the upgraded materials if you're playing and trying to progress further into the game, either for enhancing your weapons or equipment, or actually building bigger, better structures as well. So the final mission is then to get a village rating of 4 in a survival world. Won't work in Sandbox, so make sure you're in the right game mode to get this one done, as with the previous quests. Now, what you need to do is, if you go to your village hub, you can check off from the upgrade village section what is the materials that you need to upgrade your village. It'll also tell you whether or not you've met the XP requirement. If you have, the circle that has your number in it will be white. Or it'll be red, it'll go white once you actually upgrade it. If it isn't, then you don't have the relevant experience, and you'll see that in this part of the video as well. So we've ran off, we've gathered all the materials that we need, and I just need to go back and double check what it is, and then head off to my storage box just to pick up the materials for that. So it's just a quick check, see what have I got in my inventory. Now, it doesn't count it if you have the materials in your chest or your storage boxes. You've actually got to have it physically on you. Hopefully in future updates for the game, they'll have it so that it counts anything that you have in storage towards it. Just make it a lot easier than having to run around all your storage boxes. So I'll muck about here, get the relevant materials from storage, put it into my inventory, make the bits and pieces that I might need for this, and then once we go back in here, it should tell us that we have all the relevant materials, which we do. Unfortunately, as you can see there, we don't have enough experience for it. So as I said at the start, the way you get XP in this game is to build things. Build it in your village XP goes up, and you say, well, we'll make a quick bed or something here. That should hopefully give us the relevant experience to allow us to then level ourselves up. So we'll drop the bed in here. We are looking to pick up a couple of new characters as we progress, and you have to have beds to allow them to stay in your village, because you then have to assign them to it. And for some reason I'm having a bit of difficulty trying to place it. So there we go, the circle with a 4 in it is now flashing yellow, which means we're ready to go, and bang, that's it. Job's a good one. So that is the video, guys. All 4 missions covered, showing you the completions of them as well. So drop a like in the video, comments down below, and remember, subscribe to the channel so you're kept in the loop for every single quest completion, news, video, guide, trailer, you name it, I've got it. And we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.